Point Weather Report is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Nobody wows clients like we do.
Well, whether you're visiting town or you're headed back from your 4th of July getaway, the good news is the weather won't get in the way of your last few weekend plans. So today is the last day of the San Diego County Fair, and the good news is those clouds will soon clear up, those low clouds, and that's going to pave the way to some high clouds. So that's going to give us enough relief and some shade from the heat and also the humidity as well, because that's going to be noticeable, especially as we progress into the afternoon. Downtown Chula Vista, El Cajon already seeing some cloudy skies today. And as we look ahead towards the first half of the week, we are going to be starting a warm-up starting today, actually. It's going to be much drier, though, as we head into the middle of the week. That's because we're going to get some Santa Ana winds, which will dry us out. And then looking ahead into the second half of the week into the following weekend, more humidity may be on the way because of a passing storm right off the coast here that's going to be approaching our region. So just keep that in mind. It may be stickier as we head into next weekend. Now, temperature-wise, we're still very comfortable right now, anywhere from the upper 60s along the coast, 65 degrees currently in Poway, and 64 degrees in Hamul. As we approach the rest of the afternoon, though, we're still trending about 7 degrees above average the closer inland you are. So 80s across the inland valleys, 70s across the coastal areas, 83 degrees in Julian, and over 100 degrees towards the desert areas. They're going to be dealing with extreme heat throughout the next 7 days. 88 degrees in Santee and 76 degrees in Lemon Grove. So throughout the next 7 days, you can see here from today all the way into Wednesday, we are seeing a nice stretch of sunny conditions. Temperature-wise, not a lot of fluctuations here, but you're going to notice it become drier, like I mentioned, as we approach Wednesday. 76 degrees to top that day out. And then from Thursday on, it's going to be much cloudier. So the temperature-wise, still around the mid-70s, and you're going to wake up to slightly warmer than normal conditions as well, 65 to 66 degrees there. Now, closer to inland valleys, they're going to be seeing a nice stretch of sunny weather throughout the next 7 days. So 86 degrees to top out this afternoon, eventually climbing up by a degree tomorrow. Wednesday is likely to be the hottest day of the week, though, at 89 degrees, and that's going to soon gradually taper out to the low to mid 80s by Friday heading into Saturday. Now, mountain conditions are going to be dealing with some breezy weather today. Eventually, that's going to be returning back to the 90s by Wednesday on, 90 degrees by Friday, eventually dipping down by 2 degrees on Saturday. And finally, in the desert 7-day forecast, like I mentioned, extreme heat from Monday all the way into next Saturday.
Skycam Views, sponsored by Carlsbad Solar.
Take a look inside your refrigerator. The date stamp on your meat or milk is getting a makeover. The goal is for people to know what's actually safe to eat and what has gone bad.
For years, shoppers have stood in the grocery aisles looking at labels and checking if the food they're buying is still good. Now, California is trying to make that decision clearer. The new rules are changing how packaged foods are labeled. The usual sell-by label is no longer allowed under this new law. Instead, you'll see two main phrases: best if used by, which means the food is at its best quality by the date listed, and used by, which is for safety and when the food should no longer be consumed. Some supporters say the old labels created confusion that led to many people throwing away food that was still good to eat. Legislators say the change is part of an effort to reduce food waste and help people save money. But experts say it's still important for customers to check how the food looks, smells, and how it's been stored. So next time you're at the store or checking inside your fridge, the date on the package may look different, but the concept is still the same: to ensure you're still eating fresh food. Karina Vargas, ABC 10 News.
Our time now is 8:24. Those morning clouds aren't going anywhere, at least not yet. Coming up, well, you'll start the day with some gray skies and why they'll clear faster this week. And now that sets the stage for some of our hottest weather so far this month.
ABC 10 News at 8 starts now, featuring Gabe Salazar.
Welcome back. Well, this weekend, the stars and stripes were everywhere as America celebrated its 250th birthday. From sea to shining sea, Americans honoring the occasion, and ABC's Allison Cossack shows us the celebrations.
From record-setting fireworks over monuments and major cities to small towns, Americans turned out in droves to mark the country's 250th birthday. At the National Mall in Washington, D.C., the hottest 4th of July in 150 years, President Trump honoring America's history.
In Philadelphia, our founding fathers summoned the courage of giants and the wisdom of centuries to boldly proclaim these timeless truths. They declared that all men are created equal.
The event delayed due to severe weather. In New York, a parade of ships sailing through the Hudson River, the largest U.S. maritime gathering in modern history. In nearby Coney Island at Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest, Joey Chestnut downed 66 hot dogs to claim his 18th mustard belt. On the women's side, Mickey Sudo with nearly 39 for a record 12th victory. In Key West, a different kind of celebration, faces full of key lime pie. Kevin Renly taking down 23 competitors to win the key lime pie eating championship. His time, 59.6 seconds. Fans also flocking to the World Cup to celebrate America and enjoy soccer. In the round of 16, France defeated Paraguay in Philadelphia, Morocco with a victory against Canada in Houston. Today, Norway and Brazil battle in East Rutherford. England takes on Mexico in Mexico City. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
And another San Diego tradition returned to Coronado streets. The 53rd annual Crown City Classic drew thousands of people for an early morning run. The event featured a 12K, a 5K, and a half mile just for the kids. And the race began under the largest American flag on the West Coast. And if running wasn't your thing, Crown City is also hosting a swimming event this morning at 8:30. And a Mission Hills man has been working for decades to reunite lost medals with Vietnam War veterans. In 2012, we helped him trace one of those medals back to a soldier who went missing during the Vietnam War. And now he's ready to start the process all over again with the community's help. ABC 10 News reporter Yasmin Ludi shares the story behind the next medal he hopes to return and how you can help.
You think that Dennis is still alive?
Dennis? No.
Do you think Vicky is still alive?
Maybe, I hope so. She could be.
That small glimmer of hope is all Antonio Palma needs to return this St. Christopher medal to its rightful owners.
This is one of a set of medals that I found in Vietnam.
Antonio's been drawn to these medals since his grandparents gave him one at just 10 years old.
And I had put it on the deck, and then it went missing.
Years later, during a trip to Vietnam, he found a similar medal for sale.
And I purchased it, and I realized that when I looked on the back, there was American names and dates. So it took me a second, but then I realized that there were possibly medals taken from the soldiers. The name of this is Dennis. It's spelled with 2 N's, and then it says Love Vicky.
5/12/69 is the date engraved on the medal. Antonio believes it could mark the day Dennis left for Vietnam.
But it's a special date to somebody. It could be, an anniversary date.
These medals were given to service members as a symbol for safe deployment.
From 1960 to 1970, they did this particular medal, and it represented air, land, and sea.
A necklace that may weigh only a few grams carries the weight of someone's history and sacrifice.
A family member to receive something from the past and get it back in their hands, I think it would be pretty spectacular.
How much do you think these are worth today?
What it's worth to me and what it's worth to Vicky and Dennis's family or anything like that, it's priceless.
Covering Central San Diego, Yasmin Ludi, ABC 10 News.
Go along with that, right?
And AAA projects 72.2 million people will travel at least 50 miles over the 4th of July weekend, topping last year's record. Now, the 9-day busy travel forecast began on June 27th and runs through today. And AAA predicts more than 61 million people will drive to their destinations over the 4th of July weekend. Nearly 6 million travelers are expected to fly, and nearly 5 million would be on buses, trains, or taking cruises. Meanwhile, more than 160 million people are under extreme heat risks throughout the weekend, and the dangerous temperatures could cause power outages and travel delays. Delta Airlines says flights out of LaGuardia Airport could be delayed as well. Amtrak warns trains might have to run at slower speeds, and officials urge everyone to stay cool as heat illnesses can escalate quickly.
This 10 News Pinpoint Weather Report is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Nobody wows clients like we do.
And the good news is if you're traveling back home from your 4th of July getaway, you're not going to be coming back to any extreme weather. So we are getting a little taste of the extreme heat that some parts of the country are dealing with, but it's not going to be that extreme. So currently we're very comfortable, 68 degrees. We are beginning a gradual warming trend as we approach the middle of the week. You're going to start to notice it become much muggier today, though, because we still have humidity levels coming from that subtropical storm that passed through the south of us in Baja California. And it is the last day of the San Diego County Fair, so if you haven't gone already, today is the last chance that you get to do so this year. 68 degrees. Eventually during the peak hours of the day, it's going to be 73 degrees, so still very comfortable. It is going to be quite sticky out there, though, and we're eventually going to be tapering out to 67 degrees by this evening. Closer inland, we are much warmer here, topping out at 82 degrees by 1 p.m., eventually 65 degrees by this evening.
Here at Ascension Lutheran Church, after repeated heartbreak, a feeling of pride now flying high, thanks in part to ABC 10 News viewers.
When you look at that, what do you see?
A symbol of inclusion.
For Pastor Rick Fry, the flag waving in front of his church is a symbol of a community coming together.
I just feel pride myself.
I first talked to Pastor Fry in May 2025 after their banner reading Welcome, Inclusion, and Celebration.
There's tire tracks in this hole here.
Was torn down, run over, and tossed outside a nearby school. Video showed a lookout nearby while two others tore down the framed banner. It was the second time in 3 months vandals had been caught on video targeting the banner.
Emotion and tears. Emotional Sunday felt like an attack on who we are as a community.
The church repaired the banner, and the next month it was put back up, but 9 hours later, video showed 3 people, their faces hidden, climbing the wall and ripping down the banner. The banner later found inside a nearby dumpster. This was youth leader Jennifer Giddings after the last incident.
We're not letting fear win. We will come back with a message of love and acceptance.
After our stories aired, donations poured into a GoFundMe campaign set up for the church.
It means a lot to us. I'm really grateful.
A year later, those donations turning into a new flagpole and pride flag raised last week.
A message that hate has no place here and that all people are loved. We're not going to be afraid and that we're going to continue to offer our welcome.
The flag raising comes weeks before the church's pride festivities. Pastor Fry says the pride flag will be flown year-round.
We want this to be a symbol that's portrayed throughout the year so that people can know that they're loved and they're cared for.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
And the time now is just approaching 8:36. Looking live over downtown, you can see those clouds already start to clear up. The marine layer this morning is much shallower. You can see the jet skier there enjoying the excellent weather this morning. So coming up, I'll tell you how hot it's going to be as we approach the middle of the week.
Dave. You may have heard of Snapchat CEO Evan Spiegel and his supermodel wife Miranda Kerr. Well, now they are erasing more than $550 million worth of medical debt for thousands of Californians. And I know, it sounds too good to be true, but it's real.
Hey everybody, Evan and Miranda here, and today we are so excited because we're announcing a partnership with Undue Medical Debt to relieve over $500 million of unpaid medical debt for more than 250,000 Californians.
The Snapchat CEO and his entrepreneur wife are making this all possible through the nonprofit Undue Medical Debt, which buys and erases medical debt for qualifying patients across the country.
Medical debt is the only debt that folks do not ask for.
Marissa Clemente with Undue Medical Debt explains how the patients are selected.
So if the patient falls 400% or below the federal poverty level, or if their medical debt is 5% or more of their annual income, we'll abolish it.
The nonprofit also buys medical debt in bulk from hospitals, physician groups, and collection agencies. Then eliminates it. San Diego is getting the biggest share of this gift. Of the $550 million in debt being erased, more than $99 million is going to help people in San Diego County. That means more than 40,000 San Diegans are expected to have their medical debt wiped away.
If you happen to receive a letter in the mail letting you know your medical debt has been forgiven, we want you to know it's real.
One past recipient in San Diego named Amanda said having her debt erased was, quote, a reminder that support and compassion can make a real difference.
We hope this brings a little peace of mind and allows you to focus on what matters the most.
Patients who qualify for this medical debt relief will be receiving a letter that looks like this, and they expect to have all the letters delivered by mid-July. In the South Bay, Danny Miskell, ABC 10 News.
Nearly 2 decades after the brutal murder of Rebecca Dowse, family members of Heather Dowse, now known as Heather Cochran, remain split on the issue of parole, that very emotional divide on display at Thursday's hearing.
May 25, 2008, a shocking act of violence shattering the calm of the Scripps Ranch neighborhood. 14-year-old Heather Cochran, who now identifies as non-binary, striking his adoptive mother, schoolteacher and counselor Rebecca Dowse, at least 15 times with a claw hammer. Cochran's father testified Heather asked to be killed after being subdued.
I saw a hammer in her hand. She had it vertical and she swung it at me, focused on that she wanted to be killed.
The day before the killing, detectives said Rebecca had caught Heather having sexual activity with a friend in a bedroom. Cochran, charged as an adult, pleading guilty to second-degree murder and sentenced to 16 years to life. At his first parole hearing Thursday, Cochran agreed to a parole stipulation, voluntarily accepting a parole denial. Former Deputy District Attorney Richard Sachs was a supervisor overseeing a parole unit. He was not involved with this case.
So when you stipulate to a parole denial at the time of the hearing, you're saying, I agree, I still represent a current threat to society.
The parole board noting Cochran is receiving treatment for several mental health issues, including bipolar disorder. During the hearing, Cochran stating, I need time to take these classes and do better. While the question of parole wasn't decided, family members were given a chance to get on the record. Cochran's father and Rebecca's husband of nearly 3 decades, James, supporting parole. He said, after some 80 visits, the person I see today is not the child who committed this act. Heather has demonstrated genuine remorse. Other family members oppose parole, including Cochran's sister, Julie Patterson. A tearful Patterson saying, I cannot honestly say there is no risk of violence happening again. It doesn't mean I do not love Heather. Love and forgiveness do not erase consequences. Cochran, who looked down as emotional family weighed in, is next eligible for parole in 3 years. Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
Now, the ABC 10 News Pinpoint Weather Super 7-Day Forecast.
All right, so hot and humid is going to be the trend for your post-July 4th forecast. Right now where you live, though, you can see here that it's cloudy skies no matter where you are. And above the San Diego County Fair for the last day of the season, it's going to be cloudy skies. You're going to start to feel how muggy it is later this afternoon, though. So not enough to put a damper on your weekend plans. So if you haven't gone already, now's the time to go out there. As we wrap up the weekend, it's going to be hot and humid. And as we start off the rest of the week, It's going to be warm, but it's going to be much drier, especially as we head towards Wednesday. Looking ahead, though, more humidity may be on the way because of a passing storm right off the Pacific right here. That's going to be approaching Southern California, so that's something that we're going to be watching out for, especially as we head towards the second half of the week. Talking temperatures now, though, we are very comfortable this morning, anywhere from the mid-60s to low 70s along the coast. 68 degrees in spots like Escondido and Jamul. Good morning to you. 66 degrees there, 68 degrees in National City. As we look ahead to the rest of the afternoon, though, we're going to be ranging anywhere from the low 70s to mid-70s along the coast. 80s across the Inland Valley, so much warmer there. We're as much as 7 degrees above average closer inland. 83 degrees in Julian, and the deserts are going to be dealing with extreme heat pretty much all throughout the next 7 days. Vista, 79 degrees this afternoon, 88 degrees in Ramona.